Hello, thank you for joining us on Nationwide. I'm Ruth Aguilera. Vice President Kashim Shettima says the visit by his Colombian counterpart, Francia Marquez, to Nigeria and the bilateral engagement will serve as a gateway to a new chapter for both countries. He stated this during a gala dinner in honor of the Colombian Vice President's visit at the presidential villa. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports.
The Nigeria-Colombia Strategic Partnership for Inclusive Growth started with this gala dinner that witnessed display of Nigeria and Colombian cultural heritage by the National Agency for Arts and Culture. The visit is proof that Nigeria and Colombia are about to enter an era of a union that will create deeper political cooperation, bolder economic ventures, and richer people-to-people exchanges.
Nigeria and Colombia share a wealth of opportunities that, if mutually developed and harnessed, can deliver significant economic and human development benefits to both nations. And we must take maximum advantage of this historic visit to catalyze this cooperation for the benefit of our peoples.
Vice President Kashim Shettima conveyed the goodwill of President Bola Tinubu and Nigerians to the visitors, maintaining that what has brought both nations to bilateral engagements is a shared interest in the destiny of the two countries.
More than ever, Nigeria is inspired to plant the seeds of trust, water them with dialogue, and nurture them into fruits of prosperity that our children and grandchildren shall one day harvest. We have watched each other across oceans. We have spoken through third countries. And yet our hearts have always known that the distance between us is only geography.
Tenemos desafíos que pasan por la diplomacia.
Roots that will help us build freedom, justice, dignity, and pursue trade ties for the promotion and defense of life, justice, and peace. I therefore would like to invite our Nigerian counterparts to come and visit Colombia, to invest in our beautiful country, and I hope that Nigerians will further open the doors of this country to business leaders of Colombia so that they may do the same here.
For 51 years, Nigeria and Colombia have journeyed side by side. The two leaders said the two nations are bound not only by the ties of diplomacy, but also the deeper cord of shared humanity. From the State House, Abdurrahman Jibrila, NTA News.
A Finnish court has sentenced Simon Ekpa to 6 years in prison for terrorism-related offences. The court found that Ekpa, between 2021 and 2024, was involved in activities aimed at advancing the independence of Nigeria's Biafra region by unlawful means. This involved providing armed groups with weapons, explosives, and ammunition through his network. The court ruled that his actions constituted participation in a terrorist group and public incitement to commit crimes with terrorism intent. In addition to the terrorism charge, Ekpa was also convicted of aggravated tax fraud and breaches of the Attorneys Act. The federal government has welcomed the landmark judgment of the district court in Finland, which sentenced Simon Ekpa, a self-styled pro-Biafra agitator, to 6 years imprisonment for terrorism offences. Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, in a statement, described the ruling as a watershed moment not only for the countless innocent Nigerians whose lives and livelihoods have been brutally disrupted by the reign of terror incited and financed by Ekpa and his collaborators. He urged all those who, under the misguidance of Simon Ekpa and others, have taken up arms against their fatherland to immediately lay them down and embrace the path of peace. In other news, the Office of the National Security Advisor has reacted to a false report alleging that the office coordinated a policy of payments and ordered incentives to bandits. A statement from the office by Zakari Mijinyawa described the report as baseless, stressing that at no time has the Office of the National Security Advisor or any arm of government under this administration engaged in ransom payments or inducement to criminals. On the contrary, the office has consistently warned Nigerians against paying ransom, noting that from inception, the federal government adopted a dual strategy involving decisive kinetic operations alongside community engagements aimed at addressing local grievances. Guests on NTA's Good Morning Nigeria have described President Bola Tinubu's visit to Brazil, as a real turning point in Nigeria-Brazil relations, shifting from symbolic gestures to practical steps that could boost Nigeria's economy through stronger trade links and strategic partnerships with Brazil's dynamic market. Lydia Sampson reports.
One of the highlights was the signing of the bilateral air services agreement, paving the way for direct flights between Lagos and Sao Paulo from November 2025. Guests on the program noted that this new air link will not only cut travel time, but also expand opportunities in trade, tourism and cultural exchange, ultimately positioning Nigeria as West Africa's aviation hub to South America. They also welcomed the return of Petrobras, Brazil's state oil giant, to Nigeria after a 5-year break, an important step for renewed cooperation in the energy sector.
The transatlantic slave trade, is extremely strong. You have between 5 to 8 million Nigerians in Brazil, in the Bahia region. But beyond that, countries also seek out. You look at petroleum in Nigeria. Remember, Petrobras was here before they went back. One of the biggest dividends of this shuttle diplomacy by President Bola Tinubu is the fact that Petrobras is on its way back to Nigeria.
With Nigeria's vast gas reserves, guests observed that President Tinubu made a strong case for Petrobras partnership as a driver of energy development and economic growth. In agriculture too, the mood was optimistic, drawing from Brazil's remarkable transformation from a food deficit nation to a global leader in food production.
You agree with me that if you look at our production, our farmers are trying. We have 73 million hectares. We are farming just about 34 million. But even in this 34 million, when you take the basic crops, you will see that our yield gap is something to be concerned about.
Let there be that interstate cooperation in the area of security.
Okay.
We don't war with joy. We come to the round table and discuss and find strategic ways to ameliorate our challenges.
With the Binational Commission already in place, the guests agreed that the real test lies in follow-through, closely tracking agreements, deepening implementation, and building value chains that create jobs and expand the GDP. For them, President Tinubu's visit has opened new doors, but success will depend on how Nigeria seizes these opportunities. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, says President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration has been guided at all times by the principles of fairness, justice, and equity in the distribution of federal government projects, appointments, and opportunities across all 6 geopolitical zones of the country. The minister, in a statement, said the current administration has demonstrated uncommon commitment to balanced development and inclusivity since assuming office, with distribution of capital projects under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu being equitable and that no region is playing second fiddle or being ignored. The House of Representatives has reaffirmed commitment promoting equitable distribution of development across the country through constituency projects. House spokesman Akin Rotimi stated this while dismissing a media report that development is concentrated in a particular region as false and divisive. The House notes that delayed contractual payments are a national challenge and not peculiar to the constituency. Projects nominated by lawmakers and the House has engaged the Minister of Finance, and payments have commenced to settle all outstanding obligations for 2024. On concerns over recruitment into the National Assembly bureaucracy, the House spokesman explained that the process is being handled by the National Assembly Service Commission and not lawmakers directly, and the House Committee on Public Service Matters will investigate the exercise to ensure fairness. At this point, let's take a pause from our end as we connect to Hingino John Adams in Lagos. She'll pick up with the next set of reports. Hello, Hingino.
And welcome to Lagos. Experts and policymakers have identified education as the key to societal transformation, with adoption of the dynamics in the use of ICT to boost learning and skills acquisition across primary and tertiary education. Amaka O has details.
The impact of social media and availability of ICT has caused digital disruption across various fields, of which the education sector is not left out. The misconception of some people that with the presence of the internet, there should be less emphasis on formal education have been debunked by stakeholders.
Education will tell you what it is. You understand the basic concepts of life. So the education is the key to all developments.
There's a lot of false information on the internet and on social media, and I think ultimately what an education does is allows you to think critically. It allows you to be able to look at multiple different sources and say what are relevant and what are not relevant, what is correct and what is not correct. And ultimately it's only through education and being exposed to lots of different bits of information that creativity can come about.
Others insist on the importance and efficient use of ICT tools to enhance learning.
There's a lot of rubbish out there, and there's a lot of social media around AI, so we have to be careful. School leaders have to be discerning, and school leaders have to choose what will stay for the future and what will be really beneficial for the kids.
Examinations will adapt to the environment, and we can see an increasing number of digital examinations that will operate in future.
Technological dynamics, experts believe, simplifies learning and fast-tracks understanding in a changing world. In Lagos, Amaka O, NTA News.
Now away from education, as the unwanted statistics of accidents on the third mainland bridge continue to increase in the last 2 months, another unfortunate accident Monday morning has raised concerns on the need for safety, as Joel Popola reports that a bus went up in flames in a lone accident in the early hours of the day.
Speed limit of 80 kilometers per hour and the CCTV are part of measures to ensure safety on the third mainland bridge. But many motorists are not complying with these safety measures, causing an increase in the spate of accidents in the last 2 months. Passengers in this lone accident in the early Monday morning rush hour were lucky to escape death, as the bus was completely razed by fire before emergency responders arrived. Many of these accidents are avoidable, and motorists believe many vehicles are not roadworthy, resulting into fatal accidents.
If your tire is okay, or your bolt joint and all those arms is okay, but we manage, even with companies, they do manage.
Nigerians, motorists too need to abide by the laid down rules to ensure that their vehicles are actually roadworthy and they drive within speed limits. So we are doing lots of advocacy in that regard.
Most times when vehicles go up in flame on motion, drivers say it could be as a result of overheating and electrical factors. Many of those driving on our roads don't maintain their vehicles. When a car has a wiring problem, it is risky driving such a car. The bus that was completely razed by fire could be a wiring problem, but the driver chose to manage.
Really, if you don't have a fire extinguisher, there's nothing you can do, unless you see some people to rescue him at that moment.
More public enlightenment and strict adherence to traffic rules will stop the incessant crashes. In Lagos, Joel Bukbola, NTA News.
Those are the stories from Lagos. Nationwide continues with Asmao in our Sokoto Network Center after this break.
To Sokoto on Nationwide. The federal government has re-enrolled over 2 million households nationwide into the conditional cash transfer program as part of measures to reduce poverty indices in the country. This came to the limelight at a conference organized by National Orientation Agency (NOA) at the flagging off of a nationwide sensitization campaign in Sokoto State. Elhata Abdullahi has more.
The 5 core thematic areas undergoing nationwide sensitization are government policies, programs and activities, national values, flood mitigation, the Nigerian Identity Management Project, as well as national security awareness. The Director General of the National Orientation Agency, represented, explained that the campaign on the thematic areas is paramount to acquaint citizens on their roles and responsibilities to their fatherland.
Issue of security does not start and end with the army and other security agencies. No. The citizens are the first line charge as far as security is concerned, because they are the ears and the eyes of security of this nation.
Moreover, the federal government, under the Renewed Hope initiative, introduced various projects to better the lives of its citizens, such as Reader Money, Farmer Money, and the Students' Loan Scheme, among others. The campaign being carried out through the media conferences, town hall meetings, advocacy engagements, visits to schools, traditional rulers, motor parks, and markets will take place across the 774 local government areas in Nigeria. The occasion also featured a question and answer session. In Sokoto, Dalhatu Abdullahi, NTA News.
Following a series of frequent boat mishaps in parts of the northwest, the National Inland Waterways Authority, NIWA, has intensified its sensitization drive to vulnerable communities in Zamfara State. The campaign, held in Gumi with participation from Anka and Bukuyum local governments, is designed to equip at-risk communities with vital safety knowledge and skills to prevent reoccurrence. Jamilu Ibrahim has more.
Canoe accidents remain a concern in riverine communities, often caused by overloading, ignorance, and disregard for safety rules. These lapses continue to put passengers at risk. To address the challenge, the National Inland Waterways Authority, NIWA, launched a sensitization campaign in Gumi, drawing participants from Anka in Bukum local government areas of Zamfara State. Residents were advised to always wear life jackets when crossing rivers, as the simple measure can save lives and reduce accidents.
The people that always use their canoe for farmland or to their various markets across these 3 local governments, we wish to put in their mind that whenever they want to travel through the river, they should make sure they use life jacket. They should not do overspeeding. They should check if the weather is turbulent. They should not drive when the weather is not good. And absolutely, we will want to make this opportunity to enlighten our people that once it is 5:30 or 6 in the evening, no more sailing on water.
Some beneficiaries expressed gratitude and pledged to the life jackets consistently, having understood their importance. The managing director of the National Inland Waterways Authority, represented at the event, distributed life jackets to local government councils chairmen, traditional rulers and canoe operators.
But the essence of this life jacket is when you are wearing it, in case there's any incident of boat mishap, this particular life jacket can sustain you and be floating on water for over and above 24 hours.
The sensitization and distribution exercise is expected to strengthen safety awareness and promote safer practices among waterways users in Zamfara State. In Gusau, Jamilu Ibrahim, NTA News.
This is our package. From here is back to Ruth in Abuja for more on Nationwide. How are you, Ruth? It's good to see you.
Good to see you too, Esmau. I'm very well, as you can see. All right, back to business. Certificates of return have been presented to the 23 local government area chairmen and councillors-elect who emerged victorious at the August 30th local government elections in Rivers State. Osinachi Samuel reports that Chairman of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, Michael Ode, issued the certificates with an advice for accountability and service to the people.
The successful conduct of the local government elections in the state, candidates who emerged winners have received certificate of return at a ceremony held at the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, RIVSEC, office in Port Harcourt. Chairman of RIVSEC, Michael Ode, congratulated the winners and urged them to justify the confidence reposed in them by the people. He also called on aggrieved contestants to seek redress at the court of competent jurisdiction.
Your collective efforts made the exercise peaceful, credible, and open. Let me emphasize, sovereignty ultimately belongs to the people. So the ballot of the cast are a solemn trust. These certificates of return are not only sources of triumph, they are mandates for service.
Speaking on behalf of the new chairman, Port Harcourt City Local Government Chairman-elect Allwell Ihunda commended President Bola Tinubu, the State Administrator, Vice Admiral Ibok Eteibas, and security agencies for ensuring a peaceful electoral process.
I have been elected to represent the people of Rivers State in our various local governments and councils that are going to drive the dividends of democracy to the grassroots.
With their certificates of return in hand, the chairman and councillors-elect are now set to be sworn in to assume office as residents look forward to improved governance at the local government level. In Port Harcourt, Osinachi Samuel, NTA News.
The Lagos State House of Assembly says it will continue to support local governments and local council development areas with laws to deliver good governance, as their non-performance will attract sanctions from the State Legislative House. Speaker, Lagos House of Assembly Mudashiru Obasa stated this at a summit for executives of local government and local council development areas in Lagos. Musa Toliet reports.
This one-day summit, organized by the Lagos State House of Assembly, is premised on intimating the executives and members of legislature at the local governments with the Local Government Administration Law 2025 to guide their activities. Speaker, Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa, reminded the participants that the quest to ensure enough time to make positive impact are the grassroots. As I stated, the extension of their tenure from 3 to 4 years.
The only thing that is right is to ensure we serve our people. We put in place every necessary thing. We talk about maternity, we talk about road tarring, we talk about now you don't have to use NEPA, you can do solar. Let us light up our streets, let us empower our people.
He also stressed on effective devolution of powers, saying care must be taken not to allow needless friction jeopardize positive development in their localities.
If you can include us in the PAC because of for you to know what is happening in the council because of proper appropriations, sir.
All right. You are supposed to supervise, oversight, and monitor, and you want to be part of it. So how will you be able to justify your report, the outcome of it?
Spokesperson of the local government executives and legislature pledged to promote good governance at the grassroots level.
The council chairman cannot do it alone. You have to work with the vice chairman, and you also have to work with the councillors.
The one-day leadership summit had in attendance chairman, vice chairman, council leaders, and majority leaders from the 57 local governments and local council development areas in the state. In Lagos, Musa Toliat, NTA News.
The Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar, has reaffirmed the Nigerian Air Force commitment to global defense partnerships during a week-long working visit to the People's Republic of China. The high-powered delegation, led by the Air Chief, engaged with top aviation and defense companies across several Chinese cities, underscoring NAF's drive to enhance operational effectiveness through international collaboration. Defense correspondent Olajide Bello reports.
Statement by the Director of Public Relations and Information, Air Commodore Ehime Ejodame, indicates that the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar's engagement with the leadership of the China National Aerotechnology Import and Export Corporation, CATIC, in Beijing, focused on sustaining the serviceability of platforms already in the NAV fleet and renewed agreements on timely spare parts supply, stronger after-sales support, as well as expanded training opportunities for NAV personnel. The NAV team toured the Z-20 helicopter and expressed interest in conducting further technical investigations, while the Vice President, Harbin Aircraft Company, Wang Shilei, in turn welcomed NAV's engagement and expressed optimism for a deeper partnership between China and Nigeria. The delegation inspected the JF-17B prototype at the assembly plant, assessed its cockpit layout, and also undertook simulated flights on the JF-17C simulator for practical evaluation. At the AVIC Unmanned Area System, Air Marshal Abubakar highlighted the growing role of drones in modern air warfare, as unmanned systems are increasingly defining the future of air operations. By deepening NAV partnerships with trusted global players, the Nigerian Air Force is ensuring improved fleet availability, enhanced maintenance support, and mission readiness to meet Nigeria's evolving security challenges. Olajide Bello, NTA News.
Let's talk agribusiness. Poised to boost agribusiness, food production, and economic growth, Governor Basi Otu inaugurates a steering committee for the special agro-processing zone, marking a significant step towards industrializing the state's agricultural sector. Justina Etim reports.
The Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zone is designed to revolutionize agriculture through technology, boosting productivity and efficiency. This committee, inaugurated by Governor Basi Otu, is expected to spearhead efforts towards operationalization of the hub, driving growth and prosperity.
Cross River State is going to turn to not just a food-producing but an export-producing state. So please don't relent. We still want you to give your full commitment. From time to time, we will call upon.
Presenting the project implementation status, Senior Special Advisor on International Development and Investment, Victor Edith, says construction designs for the special agro-industrial zones in Adiabo and Yala are in progress following disbursements of funds by African Development Bank.
We've provided 4,000 farmers across these value chains. Then we are also working with various NGOs to strengthen the capacity, which is also part of the work plan.
The committee, which comprises top government functionaries, is headed by the Cross River State Governor Basi Otu. In Calabar, Justina Etam, NTA News.
The National Orientation Agency in Plateau State has flagged off a 2-week nationwide national program on 5 thematic areas to build a disciplined, secured and united society. Bilkisu Nuhu reports.
The nationwide national program aims at enhancing citizens' awareness, deepen trust in government and promotes national unity. Director General, National Orientation Agency Lanre Issa Onilu, represented, says the program will enable citizens to engage government and ask questions on grey areas.
The National Value Reorientation will focus on national values and campaigns against extreme graduation practices which do not align with our values.
For the agency in Plateau State, arrangements are concluded for the success of the program in the state.
This work is not for
people in National Orientation Agency alone. No, it is for all Nigerians. When we say Nigerians, we mean all who are citizens of this country. Everybody, those who are citizens and those who are foreigners were living with us. We also welcome them to our programs. We want them to imbibe this value reorientation. We are reaching out to them.
Activities lined up include town hall meeting, school visitations, motor park and market rallies, and advocacy visits to traditional and religious leaders. In Jos, Bilkisu Nuhu, NTA News.
Well, let's join Bilkisu live now from Jos to give us more insight into what the thematic areas, we're focusing on, engaging the citizens. Bilkisu, you want to fill us in?
Okay, the 5 thematic areas are national value or reorientation for students in primary and post-primary schools against sound out extreme practices, national campaign on flood mitigation to prevent community-based flood awareness, such as proper waste management, regular clearing of drainages, tree planting, and respect for town rules. The rest include national enlightenment campaign on government policies, programs, and activities. NOAA is to break down these policies into plain everyday language using town hall meetings, radio, TV programs, and grassroots engagements. Another area is the national campaign on the Nigerian Identity Project and national symbols. This campaign will reintroduce the Nigerian Identity Project in practical ways, as schools will be encouraged to teach the meaning of the anthem, the pledge, the national symbols in a way that connects them to everyday life. NOA will also embark on national security awareness sensitization campaign, achieving more united society. The 5 thematic areas represent a holistic approach to building a safer and more disciplined and a united society. The national orientation in Plateau State is fully prepared for the 2 weeks enlightenment campaign. Already, a town hall engagement of stakeholders has been scheduled for Wednesday in Jos.
Okay, so thank you for that, in-depth analysis of what to expect, talking about the best way to go. But just before I let you go, I'm sure you might have had interactions with, citizens there. How prepared are they for this reorientation we're talking about?
The NOA in Plateau State is fully prepared, as all key players and stakeholders have been fully mobilized for the 2 weeks program.
I'll just let you be. Thank you very much and well done.
You're welcome.
Akwa Ibom citizens are encouraged to take advantage of the programs of the federal government, which are designed to cater for their well-being. Now, this was the message during the state sensitization program organized by the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation in Uyo. Diane Ime Uko reports.
The sensitization is an opportunity for citizens to engage and appreciate the programs and policies of President Bola Tinubu's administration in 2 years. To set the tone, representative of the Minister of Information and National Orientation highlights some federal government interventions in Akwa Ibom State in agriculture, health, and education.
The establishment of the cassava bioethanol project in Akwa Ibom State is a bold step toward food security and job creation.
Keynote speakers agree that in 2 years, the Tinubu administration has made remarkable impact in key sectors of the economy.
There is room for telemedicine now, where people abroad can link up with different patients in Nigeria. And that takes away what we call medical tourism.
Anybody in the education sector, you can apply, can register, and take an interest-free loan. And that loan, I'm told, can be accessed up to 10 million naira.
Our president is doing a lot to us, the women in Akwa Ibom State.
For these programs and projects to have lasting impact, government urges citizens to support the administration, take ownership, and protect infrastructure in their domains. In Uyo, Dianime Uko, NTA News.
The head of the service of the Federal Capital Territory, Grace Adayilo, has died in the early hours of today. Appointed in October last year by President Bola Tinubu, Mrs. Adayilo made history as the first person from Abuja to hold the position. Her last official engagement was at the G7 security meeting where she represented the FCT minister. Her passing marks a significant loss to the FCT administration and Abuja's civil service leadership. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has mourned the death of former Inspector General of Police, Dr. Solomon Arase. Reacting to the passing of the immediate past chairman of the Police Service Commission, Akpabio in a statement described the former Inspector General of Police as a rounded professional who transformed the Nigerian police during his tenure. Speaker of the House of Representatives, Abbas Tajuddin, has also paid tribute to late Solomon Arase, describing him as a thoroughbred civil servant. Speaker Abbas eulogized Arase for his dedicated service to Nigeria, noting his exceptional performance as IGP and chairman of the Police Service Commission. All right, let's join Ibadan Network Center, and Kemi is set to guide us. Hello, Kemi.
Ruth, and welcome to Ibadan. The Kwara State Directorate of the National Orientation Agency, NOA, has joined the ongoing nationwide awareness campaign on government policies, national values, security awareness, disaster preparedness, and national identity. The Enlightenment campaign was flagged off in Ilorin by the Director General of NOA, Malam Lare Issa Onilu, who was represented. Abdul Hafiz Alaya's report is here presented.
The National Orientation Agency is launching another round of Enlightenment campaign in 5 thematic areas critical to national growth and development. This time around, the agency is physically engaging the public in the 36 states, the Federal Capital Territory, and the 774 local government areas on government policies on education, environment, security, as well as national values and symbols. NOAA, according to its Director General, Malam Issa Onilu, represented is leveraging on markets, schools, motor parks, religious centers, and community gatherings to ensure wide public participation.
We will be carrying out a security awareness campaign. We will reach no less than 3 million Nigerians per state through media engagement, markets, and motor park rallies. The National Values Orientation will focus on national values campaign against extreme graduation practices which do not align with our values.
Some of my local government area officers are here and their staff. That is why I give them that opportunity to witness the flag off so that they know what to do.
So we are going to meet with the relevant stakeholders, which are the traditional rulers. We are going to take the campaign to schools.
The third quarter nationwide sensitization exercise is expected to further help the public understand government programs while providing necessary feedbacks to make them better.
The Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Bala Abubakar, says safety training remains a cornerstone of security architecture in Nigeria. He made this known at the graduation of officers from the Safety Officer course at the Nigerian Air Force Institute of Safety, Ikpetu Ijesha, Osun State. Femi Afariogun has the details.
It was a proud moment for the Nigerian Air Force Institute of Safety, Ikpetu Ijesha, as 20 officers drawn from the Air Force, sister services, and the Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau successfully completed the 3-month flight safety officers course. The Chief of Air Staff, represented by Chief of Standards and Evaluation, Air Vice Marshal Rashid Abidoye, emphasized that the training is focused on instilling the principles and practices of safety.
Let your professionalism and integrity reflect the high standards expected of you, knowing that one careless act may have a far-reaching consequences, while one careful decision may save many lives.
The commandant of the institute described the course as a strategic step in building local expertise and reducing reliance on costly foreign training.
Now we are moving from reactive to being predictive from the foresight of the Chief of Air Staff. He said, let's produce safety-conscious professionals from the grassroots. If you are a pilot, as you are coming out from your basic training, they will inculcate that safety sense in you.
So wherever we find ourselves, I believe now we are better informed.
The Nigerian Institute of Safety, Ikwetu Ijesha, is planning to introduce more courses on safety. Femi Afariego, NTA News.
And that does it from Ibadan. We now take some messages. Nationwide continues thereafter in Abuja with Ruth. Don't go away.
Thank you for staying with us. The Nigeria Police Force has made a significant breakthrough in combating illegal arms trafficking. This was today, September 1st. A patrol team in Katsina State intercepted 2 gun runners, Abdusalam Mohammed and Aminu Mamman, along the Ngawa Karkarku village road. The police recovered a general-purpose machine gun, 1,063 rounds of AK-47 ammunition and 232 rounds of PKT ammunition from the suspect's vehicle. Preliminary investigations suggest the arms were being transported from Jigawa State to Katsina State for distribution to criminal elements. The suspects are in custody, and an in-depth investigation is ongoing to uncover the source and network behind the recovered arms. The Inspector General of Police commends the operatives' gallantry and encourages them to sustain their efforts in dismantling organized criminal networks. When Akinwumi Adesina took office as the 8th president of the African Development Bank in 2015, the challenge was clear: to turn Africa's potential into progress. 10 years on, with billions invested and lives transformed, his legacy stands as a milestone in Africa's development journey. Musa Abubakar takes a look at 10 years of impact under Akinwumi Adesina.
10 years ago, a seed of vision was planted, and Africa's future began to bloom. When Dr. Akinwumi Adesina became president of the African Development Bank, he carried with him a bold dream to transform Africa not with aid, but with power, food, jobs, and hope. He called it the high fives: light up Africa, feed Africa, industrialize Africa, integrate Africa, and improve the quality of life for millions. By 2025, over 565 million lives had been touched, from electricity for 28 million people to food security for more than 100 million, from healthcare to clean water. A brighter tomorrow became reality. He unlocked billions for women-owned businesses, empowered youth with digital skills for a digital age, and turned challenges into opportunities for a rising generation. In the fight against climate change, Adesina made Africa a global leader in adaptation, ensuring resilience for the continent and its people.
And I came in and I said, we are called African Development Bank. We know how to run a bank, but what we need to do is to do the development part. And so we have to be accountable for accelerating Africa's development.
10 years, billions invested, millions transformed. Akinwumi Adesina leaves the African Development Bank with a legacy written not in numbers, but in lives forever changed. Sidi Altar, a Mauritanian economist, has been sworn in as the next president of African Development Bank.
There's a room all pop of me, and I've got a good place to sleep.
A legacy indeed, and he must be fit, right, to achieve all that progress you saw. And talking about being fit, let's do sports update together.
Nigeria will file 15 athletes at the World Athletic Champions in Tokyo, September 13 to 21. The squad, comprising 7 women and 8 men, will compete in sprints, hurdles, jumps, throws, and relays. Key athletes include Toby Amusan, World 100-meter hurdles record holder Ese Burume, Olympic bronze medalist in long jump, Nathaniel Ezekiel, 400-meter hurdles champion, and Chukwuebuka Enekwechi, shot put. AFN President Okowa said the selection was based on merit and expressed confidence the team will make Nigeria proud. Liverpool have agreed a British record of €125 million fee with Newcastle for striker Alexander Isak. Newcastle moved quickly to replace him, sealing a €55 million deal for Brentford Yon Nuisa. Elsewhere, Tottenham are set to bring in PSG forward Randall Kolo on loan, while Aston Villa signs Sweden captain Victor Lindelof and are closing in on loan moves for Harvey Elliott and Jadon Sancho. Manchester City are in advanced talks to land goalkeeper Donnarumma from PSG for €30 million, with Ederson expected to join Fenerbahce in a €12 million switch. Meanwhile, Manchester United have agreed a deal for Belgian goalkeeper Saint Lamens. In another development, Erik ten Hag has been sacked by Bayer Leverkusen just 2 league games into his tenure, making it the fastest dismissal in Bundesliga history. The 55-year-old, who joined in May after leaving Manchester United, oversaw a 2-1 loss to Hoffenheim and a 3-3 draw with 10-man Werder Bremen, leaving Leverkusen with 1 point. Despite winning a German Cup match earlier in August, the club said it was not feasible to build a successful team under his leadership. His exit follows a week in which fellow ex-United managers Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Jose Mourinho were also dismissed. On a sad note, former heavyweight boxer Joe Bonner has died at the age of 75. Bonner twice held the British and Commonwealth heavyweight titles and was a 3-time European heavyweight champion. He faced Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier in back-to-back bouts in 1973 before facing Ali again for the world title in 1975. For Sport Update, Amazongo, NTA News.
And that's Nationwide. Thank you for your company. Do have a beautiful evening. I'm Ruth Aguilera. Bye.